Hi, my name's Kay. I'm 20 years old, and this is Figuring Out My 20s. This episode is called Extraordinary Dreams. Um, I've always had this dream of being something more, I guess. I was attracted to the idea of acting or singing or modeling, just doing something in the limelight. And I always wanted to leave the world a better place than when I came into it. I always wanted to leave people with something more than I had, or just help the people who are coming after me have a better chance at life than I did, I guess, to just help them exceed, set them up for success, honestly. Yeah. So when I was young, I aspired to be the president. I was like probably 4 years old, maybe even younger than that, when I decided for the very first time I was going to be the first female president. It was so important to me, and I mean, I held on to that right up until probably my freshman year of high school. And I really thought that I was going to be the president. I mean, I didn't know what it entailed or what I was going to have to do to get there, but I was going to do it, and that was that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that was the first really big um, indication for me, or thing that I kind of fixated on, where I just wanted to be something that other people could rely on or look to for help. So yeah. I always loved writing too. It wasn't until I got older that I saw this as a possible career. But as a kid, I can remember being in kindergarten, and my teacher asked us to write like little short stories just as a little like challenge thing. And I loved it so much. I remember after that, that's all I wanted to do was write short stories. I didn't really want to answer any of the prompted questions. I just wanted to write fun stories and make up the characters and make up the plot and the location and all of that. I just wanted to do my own thing and have fun. Um, when I was a sophomore in high school, this teacher I had, there was a unit where we did some creative writing, and he showed us this movie. He played a movie in class for us, and it was the movie The Outsider. But the book that movie is based on was written by a woman who was a sophomore herself when she first started writing the book and had it published by the time she was 18. And that story itself opened my eyes to the possibility of me being able to dive into my love for writing. Then I always thought I would have to wait until I was 18, out of high school, going to college, to start writing, because I knew that was something that I maybe wanted to do, but wasn't sure. And that just like hard launched it for me. I was like set on writing a book. I started then writing my story in that class, and turning it into a novel and getting it published by the time that I was 18. Growing up, I watched a lot of YouTube. I watched different like channels where some people did comedy, some people did skits, sometimes I just watched the music videos. It was really like fun and enjoyable to watch um different different artists' music videos, and that also led me to really wanting to pursue a career in music and acting, um, just to get my name out there and figure out different things. Maybe meet some of the people that I idolized as a kid. And then Musically came around. I don't remember how old I was when Musically became a thing, but it was so popular. And I mean, like, all of my friends were talking about Musically, posting their Musicallys, and all of my favorite creators were on Musically, and so I wanted Musically. I wanted to do Musically. I wanted to become a Musically content creator. I didn't, I was a kid. I didn't know what it really entailed or how to promote myself, market, or any of that kind of stuff. But like, it just seemed fun to me, and I wanted to do it. And then Musically turned into TikTok, and um, TikTok really romanticized the possibility of being able to become an influencer. I think a lot of people quickly started like blowing up, and they were just normal everyday people, and that kind of opened the door for like normal everyday people to become influencers. And you went from having kind of a box being put around you of you have to be someone who goes to college and gets a degree and has a job waiting for you on the other side of that, to you can pursue other things, being an actor or getting into modeling, or um really any career path outside of the normal 9 to 5 like options didn't seem so far away after TikTok blew up. And I think it became so big because there were younger people. I think that the younger people were a humongous focus on TikTok. Like, someone who I was really big on when I was younger and in the prime of TikTok was Charlie D'Amelio, and she's only, I think, a year older than I am. And so for me, being as young as I was like, wow, I could do what she's doing. So yeah, it made me realize that you really can do anything. The possibility is there. You just have to work hard enough at it. TikTok also like helped me realize that it wouldn't be that hard to reach others out there who might need to hear the things that I felt I had to say. I know I've said this a lot already, but the idea of acting and singing and modeling, I'm not a great singer, so we're just going to cross that off the list. But when I was younger, I did definitely think I was a better singer than I am and wanted to get into that industry. I am no longer interested in that at all. I do not want to make a fool of myself. Um, but I mean, I love the idea of modeling. I've been told so much, especially within the past 2 years, that I should model and that I would be a really good prospect. Just because I'm beautiful, I don't have any other like modeling skills, I guess. But that's something that like excites me. The idea that I could get into modeling. I think it would be a lot of fun and just something really cool to do. And then acting. I love acting. I thought a lot about possibly being an actor, especially in high school when I was um, in plays a little bit. I could see myself acting on screen. Um, so they're just aspirations of mine. They're just like dreams that used to seem far and now they don't seem as far as they once were. I mean, there's still a little bit out there just because I have not tapped into those skills. I haven't exercised them at all since high school. Now I've got the YouTube channel. I've got this channel where I'm doing this series at the moment, and it's been more rewarding than I ever could have imagined. I get excited over the smallest things, and I am not hyper fixating on the views and the likes as much as I thought I would. I'm really just appreciating the small wins for myself right now. Like, I just got my first subscriber this past week. Actually, let me just pull it up so I can shout this person out. I don't remember your channel name. Sorry. But the person's name is Mimi, or their channel, like, nickname is Mimi. And I was at work, I think. Yeah, I was at work when I realized I got my first subscriber. So the channel name is I'm Not Mimi On. So shout out to I'm Not Mimi On, or Mimi, my first subscriber. It's really cool and such a gratifying feeling to know that there's someone out there who has seen at least some of my content and feels the urge to come back to see what else I'm gonna post. Um, it is really cool to know that there's someone who is enjoying my content and um, resonates with what I have to say. Um, and I mean, it makes me feel kind of invincible. Like I'm already seeing results. I'm already climbing the ladder. And like I said, I did not think that it was gonna happen this quickly. Like, I mean, I'm talking like I'm at 100,000 subscribers, but like it genuinely does mean the world to me that even one person feels good about what I'm putting out there. It makes me feel like I'm actually fulfilling my dream of um, helping people and changing the world, making it a better place. That's really all I want to do. So I'm very happy that someone is appreciating what I'm doing. Um, Sorry, I just have to go back to my notes. Also, I'm just gonna sit and talk about this for a minute because why not? That's kind of what this whole episode is about, anyways. But the YouTube is so much fun. Like, I find myself wanting to record all the time. Even on days where I'm like super busy, I just am thinking to myself, I would really rather be recording right now than doing whatever this is. And when I'm at work, I'm thinking about recording and editing. I really do just like enjoy this aspect of my life right now. It brings a lot of fun and spontaneity and just opportunities. I feel like it gives me room to express myself in ways that I never knew were even possible. And it gives me the opportunity to reach people who I would not have been able to reach before, which is so cool. And to anyone out there who is thinking about starting a YouTube channel, specifically Janaya and Shiloh, do it. There's literally no reason not to. I'm sitting here recording this in my bedroom with a ring light and my phone, and I edit all my videos on my phone, and I upload them on a Friday. Like, that's it. It's so simple, and it's just like a really cool, fun idea to, have something to look back on to see yourself and how much you've grown, and physically and mentally, though, is what I should say, because I imagine in a year from now, the way that I speak, my mindset will have shifted compared to what I'm saying and conveying to people right now. I imagine that I will have experienced things that will have forced me to grow in the best way possible, and I'll physically look different because I'll be a year older. So those are just cool things, like a really great reason why, if you feel like you don't have a reason to post or just like a something to capture, you could just treat it like it's a diary almost. That's pretty much what I'm doing here with this series and with this channel. This is my video diary, and I'm just choosing to share it with other people. Um, And I mean, anyone can do that. You could just sit here and talk to the camera. Um, you could share the most, something that's so small to you can be so big to other people. I mean, it's honestly fascinating. Excuse me. It's honestly fascinating how people are like attracted to seeing somebody else's life, seeing how you live, seeing how you make food, seeing what you do throughout your day. People will watch you. So don't shy away from, you know, starting something that you want to do. Just go for it. And the worst that can happen is it doesn't work out in the end and you pivot. But what if it blows up? Just go for it. um, the last thing I'm gonna talk about in this video is my dream of traveling. I love the idea of travel. I want to travel so bad. I've literally never been outside the country. I've been in a couple states, but never like I didn't spend time in them. I've just flown through them and stopped. So I don't know if that counts. I mean, it counts to me, but it probably won't count to other people because I haven't experienced like, I don't know, culture or life in those areas. Um, but aside from that, I've been in California, New York, and Massachusetts. Those are the three states that I've primarily lived in throughout my life. And aside from that, I've visited Maryland a couple times, Connecticut, and Florida. I just got back from Florida 2 months ago. Um, so yeah, I mean, I haven't traveled very much, and I've never been outside the country. I used to go back and forth from California to New York between my parents for the summer. So I spent quite a lot of time in California, in the countryside mostly, and I lived in New York when I was younger, and now I live in Massachusetts. So, but last year I got my passport because I'd love to take a trip to Italy. I want to see France. I want to, see Cuba and Morocco and just everywhere. I would love to tour Europe, and I would love to see Asia, and oh, I'm just so in love with the idea of Italy, honestly. But also, I'd love to see Canada. I want to experience the whole world. I want to see all the different sites and the most beautiful places, and I want to zip line in, I think it's Australia, that has the biggest or highest zip line in the world, and I want to explore underwater caves and just have a life rich in fun experiences. Um, and I never wanna regret anything. So that is this video. The quote I have for you is, "We can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are." Everybody has to change, everybody has to grow, and if you're like me, change is scary. I don't really like when things change. Um, but just know that it's gonna be okay. No matter what the change is, you will survive. You might have to shift a little bit, you might have to pivot, you might have to completely move away from one thing and start something new. But at the end of the day, you're going to grow. Hopefully, no, you're going to become a better person because of it. Just try to be as open as you can to adapting to life as you can, because life is going to move on without you whether you like it or not. That's the hard truth. So the only choice you really have is to accept that and do your best to keep up. That is all I have for you. I think I said that already, but I'm going to say it again. That's all I have for you. um I hope you have a great week. I will see you next Friday. And have a good one.